What's the scoop? Taking it all across the world. We're going into Dr. J's Black Book. It's that time. Dr. J the counselor with his featured guest from his Black Book.
We have some hot celebrity guests.
Absolutely. Let me tell you, to be honest with you, man, they really need no introduction. You see them all over the TV. I mean, they are the reality show guru is what I call them. I'm telling you, man, listen, I don't know what rock you could be under if you don't know these people. I go back under the rock like SpongeBob's friends and come out at some point. But listen, man, Grammy-nominated R&B singer. This great gentleman is a star on OWN. I mean, they've had their own show, Flex and Shanice. I know they popping out for some other things they're doing in reality show, but he also traveled the world with public speaking and encouraging individuals. This I know for a fact, and I'm almost ready just to jump right into the interviews because I saw Shanice at the Stars and Stripes where these people take their time to then fundraise to raise money for
we did the fundraising
autism, and then I saw Flex. I mean, I watched the man on Law and Order, or what have you. Then I was able to be in his house, and I saw the man go from being a star, an actor,
to a father,
to be a husband,
and a father,
and still have time to be a father.
Right.
So really, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm excited. I cannot stay in my seat to introduce the one and only Shanice and Flex. What's up, y'all?
Hello. Hey, what's up, y'all?
Oh my God, hi, family.
Let me tell you unequivocally, I'm going to tell you, I want the tabloids to catch it. I'm going to push it to TMZ, get it. Y'all are literally the baddest Hollywood couple I know, for real. You know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to jinx nothing, but I'm spiritual, so I'm going to be just buying that in Jesus' name. Because I'm going to tell you, even if y'all want to get it, hey, if y'all go to court and try to break up, we're going to put it back together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Because we like New Jack City. You all we got.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man.
How you doing, family?
We're doing great. We're doing great. Just staying safe and just enjoying time. At home. And,
we've been really like even Flex mentioned in another interview how this pandemic, being like quarantined and everything has actually brought us closer. We spend more time together now. We watch movies together. We sit at the table and have dinner together. Before the pandemic, Flex would be, out hustling, doing his thing. I'm doing my thing, dropping the kids off school. And, every day felt like Groundhog Day, the movie. And but now it's been cool. And then Flex has been DJing, and music is therapeutic. So it's been helping us like take our minds off of what's going on in the world and just enjoy music. And it's actually been
it's been good. It's I mean, I tell you, it was definitely a time of rediscovery. If there was a word I could use, is rediscovering, purpose, rediscovering love, rediscovering relationships, rediscovering, just building that family time. And so, I'm just thankful that, we were able to do that amidst of everything else.
Yes. I think one of the things that is just amazing about you, and I think people who absolutely know you probably know much of this, but for some people, not. I think people don't understand how just that you guys are not in the box. You're so creative and so like 3D dimensional because first of all, when she just said Flex DJ, some people may think, what? Hi, he DJ?
I just started DJing in 2014, 2015.
Okay.
But there's this. I don't know how the story got switched. There's two things that I guess happened, taken from my bio, that they just changed. They said Spinderella discovered me. That's how I became a dancer for Salt and Pepper. It's partially what happened was she called me. I knew her already, so she called me and said, "Hey, we're going on tour and we're going to do a bunch of these things. We're doing Arsenio. We're doing Marsha Warfield's show." That's from back when Marsha Warfield had a show. Ooh, I'm old. God, it was a bunch of shows we were doing. And she said, "Hey, we want, are you busy? That, would you want to do this?" And I was like, let me check my schedule. I ain't doing nothing. So that's what happened. But I already knew her. She just reached out to me, and and that's what happened. And the second misnomer is that people think we got married on Valentine's Day, and we were married February 19th, not Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you, brother and sister, how this played out. We were like, for Love Month, we have to have Flex and Shanice on KGLH. It was no questions asked. This conversation came up before you even knew anything about it. But let me tell you why. It's one of those things like people say, they don't say Dr. J without saying Lady J. They don't say Flex without saying Shanice. It's like, we do have our own individuality. But I want you guys to do this and use this platform right now. And you said some powerful things. The pandemic really did, for those who are listening, it really did give you an opportunity to reevaluate and say, you know what, I think TD Jakes said it best. God is the only person that can put everybody in time out at the same time. But I saw something, sis Shanice, you said, at the end of the day, we still believe that the best is yet to come. For those people, and I want to hear from both of you guys, from those people that are out there that look at you and they say, oh my God, they're fans, and you have thousands, hundreds of thousands of them all over the world, but they're looking for hope on the other side of this. If you all will impart something and tell people what, just make a deposit today.
I would say, in life, we all go through storms, but storms don't last forever. And you have to keep that in mind during this pandemic. Like, while we're quarantined and everything, really start thinking about, okay, when we come out of this, what do I want to accomplish? Like, start thinking of ideas and, just know that, don't look at it like, okay, this is life forever. We're not, we're going to be stuck in here forever. Like, I try to think ahead and say, okay, eventually everything's going to be back to normal, because I know God didn't get us this far for us to all fail. So it's just think of those things, and just know that when we're going through a storm, like God says, we walk through the valley of the shadow of death. He didn't say we stay in the valley. So just know we're gonna get through it, and you just have to just think ahead and just be positive, and that's what I can say right now.
Yeah. In addition to what she's saying, adjusting to everything that's going on, again, I think you can come out of it stronger. I know we've gone through storms together. We've gone through storms separate. And the crazy thing is, both of our stories individually are similar. What we've gone through. Yeah. I've come from homelessness and, drug abuse in the house, and, just so many things. But I've always kept a positive outlook. I've always, even when we went through things and we lost everything.
I know, when we lost everything, he slept good at night. And I was like, I'm not going to lie. I was like, okay, Lord. I couldn't sleep. I cried, but Flex always said, no, we're going to get through it. We're going to get through it. So he really helped me.
I just had peace. I just said, I said, if you going to pray, like, what are you worrying for? Like, that's an oxymoron. It don't go together. Like,
right.
And do that. You just have to, leave it alone and just keep moving. And for me, once, I pray, I leave it alone, and I slept good. And I
absolutely love it.
Yeah, I always knew that. I just always knew that it wasn't gonna last. I always knew that we're gonna get out of it. When we, the sheriffs knocked on our door and took our home, and we lost our home. We were in a hotel. No matter what, I said, listen, we're in a hotel, but we're together. We're going through this, but we're together. And in the beginning we were like, oh, we lost everything, and then we had to reframe.
And you kept saying, no, we didn't lose everything.
I said we lost everything materially, but not we lose everything, because this is everything.
You know what? I think the reason why we have this bond, seriously, and we'll have to have that offline one time. But Doc, I don't know if you guys know, because you guys have eaten the celebrity soul food, but Doc took $16,000, and we're now doing an $800 million project and opening up 200 restaurants. We have 42 restaurants in development right now. Look, but you guys have a heads up, so y'all are a part of our story. But I want to say this to say, I think we were in 320 articles over the last 60 months, but the conversation is the same. And he talks about, at the end of the day, or we should say, you know what, you don't know what we've been through. You know, and it's so easy for people to you have no earthly idea, and we ain't gonna have church because it would be real easy. That Hammond you was talking about a while ago, Doc. But people don't know what you've been through.
Girl, I'm about to mess up the whole show because I'll lose all the earpiece, the glasses, and the shoes. Because the reality of it is that people want your name, people want your life, but they don't want to go through the process. They don't know or what have you. They don't know what it feels like. I don't walk out and I called, guys, don't make you laugh. So I called 911 one time because I like somebody stole my car. It was just gone. Stole my car. I mean, glass. I mean, I was looking for glass and everything. It was just gone. I called the 911 lady, said, just hold on one second, Mr. Jacobs. I heard her typing on the keyboard. She came back and called, said, hey, listen, nobody steal your car. They impound your car because it's been repo. You know what I'm saying? See, you know, many people don't know how to celebrate like that because you know what? Indeed, if it had not been for the Lord, but to be able to be persistent and consistent and to keep the faith and to keep pushing, what have you. And sometimes, you know, even when you're going through it can be sometimes embarrassing in your mind because you're thinking, what is people saying? What are they thinking? Or what have you. But what they don't know is that, baby, God has something great in store. And all I know is, you know, people always ask me this question is, what do you do when you're gifted, you're talented, you have something great inside of you, but your reality don't reflect it? The only thing you can do is keep trusting God and keep pressing and pushing because I believe this. I believe pain can produce if you're willing to push. I believe that. I believe that. And I believe you guys are a reflection of that. And I think, you know, I'm looking for a book to drop anytime. I'm just going to put that in the atmosphere because I would read it. I'm telling you because...
We've been talking about it. We definitely been talking about it.
No, but I want to just react off with something you said about being embarrassed. I remember when we had our reality show, I was embarrassed. You know, because on the first episode, I made a comment and I said it's hard being a broke celebrity, and they used that piece as to promote it.
As to pull people in. As soon as she said it,
and I said,
in my head, I already knew from doing television, I know what they're going to use. The two things you don't do, give them a phrase or do a silly picture like this.
Right? I was when the show first came out, I was so embarrassed. Yeah. And I was, at first I was questioning myself and I said, I shouldn't have said that, or you know, maybe we shouldn't be as transparent as, you know. And then after the show aired, the messages that we were receiving from fans, you know, I had a woman at church tell me that her and her husband lost everything, and she was thinking about suicide.
They were planning on suicide
because they lost everything. And she said she watched our show and it's literally saved her life. So I said, okay, God, you know, a lot of times we go through things so that we can, you know, we come out of it, we can help others.
I want to give you guys some accolades. And I want you to understand something. It's that because oftentimes maybe, and I'm so glad that happened to you because maybe sometimes you don't get a chance to hear all the testimonies of how your life have impact one. Maybe you spoke somewhere or maybe you shared your life through TV or however. But I want to tell you an encounter I had that reflected to both of you guys. So I was counseling a pastor in private, okay? Came to my counseling session. It was my first engagement to him. This is what he told me. This is about you guys. What he's at the time, this is like 10 years ago. At the time then, he had been in ministry 20 years, 5,000 member congregation. Hear me clearly. Every day he would go to his church where people did not know is that he would sit at his desk and he had a revolver in his dresser and he would contemplate suicide. He would contemplate, would they miss me? All these different dynamics. And he would talk himself down and go through this process each time and never pull the trigger. But this is what he said to me that drove him to come to counseling. He saw you guys and you was talking at R.J. Washington's church. Yes, he did. And heard a word over there, sat in the back and heard a word, what have you. And it made him reach out and he came to counseling.
Wow.
Do you hear what I'm saying to you?
Okay, now you
hear what I'm saying to you? So my thing, and this is what has got me through, sometimes you got to go through, but it ain't about you. Sometimes God, and I ain't saying it's easy, I ain't saying it ain't embarrassing at times or you got your feelings and emotion about it, but God used you as a conduit to get his power through. And this is what I've learned, my God, is though we bleed, we will never bleed out. This I know, because God is not only a redeemer and restorer, but he's a keeper. And you are the evidence that God is faithful. What I'm saying is you have let your light shine. Your life is evident. And I want you to know you're touching more people than you think. And I want to say thank you. If nobody said, I want to say thank you.
That's amazing.
Say thank you, because I'm so tired of people ill-representing the power of God. You stood in the midst of greatness, and you have stood in the midst of something that you could have said, you know what, I'm a ball up, just give up. And you kept the faith, and you stood in it with integrity and kept pushing.
Good stuff.
Man, look.
Look here, KGLH gonna be like, what was Dr. J, Lady J, and Flex and Shanice doing? Look here, this is a fact, but I love it because this is what we have to do, and we'll wrap it up. The reality is, Bible says, if one is going to worship me, and I'm rolling with Flex all day long because you know I'm all about the faith scenario. I ain't thinking about it because we're gonna either decide, I said this Friday, if we believe him, we can keep the Bible open, but if we don't, close it. If we believe him, then we have to trust that he's going to do what he said. We give kudos to you guys for everything that you have deposited in this country. Do you hear me, my brother and my sister? But what we do celebrate with you is that greater is coming. And we look forward, and we're going to be pom-pom cheering and supporting on any level we can. Please tell the people how they can find you so that we can watch this story unfold.
Okay. Oh, real quick, guys.
You messed up my makeup.
Y'all can't do that. Then you know,
my eyeliner is like.
I know we're out of time. Okay. But I just gotta say this real quick. I just gotta send love to the family of R.J. Washington. He passed away. That was a really good friend of mine, and that brother I stood with. I got to spend time with him, and he was one pastor, one person I knew that cared about the people. Yes. So I just want to send love to his family. You can find me on Instagram, Flex A Faux Real, Foreal. Yes, the ghetto way, Flex A Faux Real. On Facebook, Flex Alexander, and on TikTok, Flex A Faux Real. I know I'm 50 and I should be on TikTok, but I gotta be across all platforms.
Oh my gosh! So I'm trying to fix my makeup. Okay, so I am Shanice online on Instagram, Shanice online on Twitter, Facebook, Shanice Wilson, and on TikTok, I'm Shanice online _.
All right, last one. I promise I'll let you go. But this is Loved One, and I want to use this platform for this, and I want to be the first to have it because I want people to go online. I want people to hear it and see it. So, guys, I want you to we want to do a little throwback real quick, and I want you to just reflect back for a second. Either one of you can share, or both of you can do it. What have you? How did this love story start? When did the love connect? When did that happen? How did that happen?
I can tell you.
He followed me and moved into my apartment.
Whatever. I met her real quick. I was moving into the building where she lived. She was on her way to a Lauryn Hill concert. I saw her, and obviously I knew of her. I knew, who she was. I'm like, hey, Shanice. She's like, hey, Flex. I'm like, yeah, I'm moving into the building.
Well, I must say this before he tells the story. We met in London and forgot about it. He was dancing with Salt and Pepper. I was doing my thing, and we were both on Top of the Pops. It was one of the biggest shows in London. Yeah. And one of my dancers, after Flex and I got together, he said, you don't remember meeting Flex like in the 90s in London? So we did meet there.
So we met
there.
And
then I had a friend that told me in the early 90s, he said he did a pilot. He said, I met your husband today. And I was like, what? He said, Flex is going to be your husband. He told me that in 90, was that 92, 93?
Yeah, that was early.
And, okay, so I'm going to let Flex finish. So that happened before. Yeah, that was before. Way before that.
So then I'm moving in the building. We meet. And I was like, I said, hey, give me a number, keep in touch. And not even like that, because I got out of a relationship. I was single for like a year. I wasn't thinking about nobody. I was getting into me. And so I waited for like 35 minutes. I'm like, she's taking forever. So I left. My cousin was helping me. 2 weeks later, I see her in the elevator again. I'm like, okay, now you got to give me a number. You had me waiting forever. So she gave me a number. We just talked. We literally just talked like friends, like every day.
We had a great friendship.
Just jokes and really.
And I didn't look at, when you meet a guy and like you're attracted to him, so you try to fix yourself up, put your makeup on. Like he would come down to my apartment. I would have on some flannel pajamas, scarf on my head, no makeup. Yep. Just like, because I didn't think, I was like, okay, he's just my friend. Yeah. Like, I didn't think, okay, this is going to be my husband.
And then cut to,
we were both celibate.
Little time passed, and I just saw how she was. I saw how she was with her family, her friends. Her spirit and her heart was the biggest thing for me. And then one day it just changed. So she's at rehearsing to go on tour with NSYNC, and I just said, you talking all this stuff about soulmates and all this. I said, your soulmate could be staring you right in the face. Bam! Dropped it on her like.
Wait a minute.
He dropped the mic.
Flex said he dropped the mic. Look, and it's been a story, love ever after. You guys all over the world, it has been our pleasure to absolutely have our brother and our sister. We wish them nothing but the best. Thank you guys for joining us. We look forward to what God has in store for you. God bless.